Buenos dias, boys and girls. How is everybody today?
Good morning, Methodists. What's happening? Oh, I already know what's happening. We're having a guest appearance by an NFNPP.
What's an NFNPP?
An NFNPP, a non-fuzzy, non-puppet person.
But do we allow those up here?
Oh, sure, it's an inclusive church. Everybody's welcome.
Well, that's what I thought, but I was just making sure. So, what's she doing here?
That's Kristen Cates, down to visit from Great Falls. She's helping our conference work on the worldwide Imagine No Malaria campaign.
I don't like thinking about that.
About malaria? About people getting sick?
No, about campaigns. And how these days, too often, they make people sick. But come to think of it, I'm not sure I like thinking about malaria either.
Well, maybe not, but we should, since there are many parts in the world where it is still a huge problem.
What was that?
Nothing. Just a mosquito.
Just the mosquito? But mosquitoes are what carry malaria. What if it bit me? I think I feel an itch.
Now calm down. Mosquitoes don't carry malaria in this country.
But I'm feeling woozy. And I'm starting to see colors.
That's the stained glass window.
And I think I just got a text. And the words on this text, they're blurry. Look, it looks like it says, "You're supposed to be talking about Moses."
That's exactly what it does say. It's from Kay. The Sunday school kids are still talking about Moses all month and how he helped lead God's people out of slavery in Egypt.
I'd better lie down, just in case. I'm a bit of a what's the word?
Hypochondriac? Someone who worries excessively about getting sick?
That! Oh no! I wonder if forgetting big words is another symptom of malaria. I'd better get in bed.
Sorry about this, Kristen. Sorry about this. Normally, well, actually, we tend not to use the word normally around Barnabas.
That's okay. You just go on. I'm giving the Mission Minute about Imagine No Malaria after the puppet show anyway.
Malaria! See? The doctor thinks I have it too.
That's not the doctor. Never mind. You just rest.
I can't rest when I'm in the midst of hypochondriacitation.
So, kids, you know we've been talking about Moses and how last week we talked about how with God's help, he led God's people out of slavery in Egypt by parting the Red Sea and then by leading them in the desert to the promised land, to the land that God had promised them. Well, lots of people throughout history have told that story and read that story and been inspired by that story. Many people throughout history have seen themselves in Moses' position, finding themselves called by God to combat injustice and slavery and oppression.
Like President Abraham Lincoln.
Exactly. Abraham Lincoln, with many others, helped us get rid of slavery in this country, helping lead black people not out of Egypt, but in this country out of slavery.
And Martin Luther King.
For a sick person, his mind still seems pretty sharp.
Yes, Martin Luther King, who with many others in this country, in many other people's lifetimes, helped look around and say, why aren't all people in this country treated the same? Why do they keep making black people ride in the back of the bus?
Wait a minute. Did they really do that?
Yep. Just because of the color of your skin. You couldn't stay at some motels or eat at some restaurants. They made you use different bathrooms, go to schools that were way worse. They even made you use different water fountains.
Now that really makes me sick. But why? Why did they do it? Why didn't they treat everyone fairly?
Well, stupidity and ignorance and racism and greed and sin. But then Martin Luther King, a pastor in a church kind of like this, who had learned about Moses in a Sunday school kind of like ours, he stood up with others and said, "This isn't fair. God doesn't like this. People everywhere are all the same. Discrimination is evil. And with God's help, I'm going to help lead us to the promised land."
Well, did he? Did they make it?
Well, like Moses, he helped lead people right to the edge, where you could see it, right there. And then others have needed to step in and continue to lead. And even though some are still trying to go back, others with God's help are leading outward, continuing to work in this whole world to make it a more fair place, a better place for everyone.
And that's what the Imagine No Malaria people are trying to do as well. Helping everyone live in a place where people aren't getting sick and dying from malaria just because of where you happen to live, in Haiti or Africa or Asia. Which is why we all keep telling the Moses story and looking out there into the promised land, where we won't get to unless we keep going there, following God's call to a better place, a better world.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. And now, is this another great day